Hi, I'm Bowling Otter.
And I'm the Sea Sandwich!
Welcome to the BS.
The Bowling Otter Show.
Okay, so welcome to our top 10 scariest games of 2015 list.
It's the end of the year.
It's the end of the year, so we're gonna start cranking these guys out here.
Yes.
We wanted to do this last year, we didn't for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But now that we had a full calendar year in here, I think we were excited to kind of put that towards a list.
Yeah,
and
I think so.
It's been a lot of fun already to look back at what's happened over the year
my
and check
gosh.
out some of the videos again.
And to tell you the truth, this was fairly easy to put together.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard.
We really didn't have too much
The questions
trouble.
really were pretty evident.
Yeah.
I mean, the answers were pretty evident.
Also, I want to point out that these are just games that we played this year on our channel.
Yes.
I know there were other games out there that we missed and that, you know, we could have played and either didn't get around to or whatever, and they obviously won't be on this list. But
Yeah, these are
ones
just games
for-
that we played on the channel.
Yes.
Number 10. Soma.
So Soma was a game that we were really excited about this year
So
because of frictional
excited.
games. It
Yeah.
it wasn't that scary, to be perfectly honest, looking back.
Right.
And but we wanted to put it on this list just because of how awesome it was.
It's so
and
great.
there were moments that were kind of tense, and it was still in the horror genre.
Right.
Reactor collapse imminent. Proceed to the emergency maneuvers.
Okay, so now you have to run back.
Oh my god.
Whoa!
Holy crap! So it's on here just more for virtue of being an awesome game than it is it being one of the scariest ones we played.
Right. There were some really scary portions about, I think that was Acres that was following us around. It was like an old crew member or something that was all like glitched and stuff. There was some underwater stuff that was kind of creepy, and we were walking around underwater and everything and trying to figure it out.
It was tense. It was tense, but the strength of the game was really just in the story it told.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you haven't played that game, go out there and make sure you play
absolutely. Oh my god!
Oh!
Number 9, HEKTOR!
All right, HEKTOR made the list because it definitely
Yes, it
has some
did.
parts that made us pretty tense. And actually, overall, it was a pretty good indie horror game.
It was.
I remember being
It was.
pleasantly surprised by that one.
Yeah.
The sound is super creepy in this.
It sounds like a bear or like a
Oh my god!
For sure.
But the thing that always bothered me about it was the benzos mechanic, where if you didn't take the benzos, then your
The
screen
whole
got all
place
wobbly.
would-
I remember
yeah,
making us
would get
sick.
wobbly.
Remember feeling queasy and having
Yeah.
to quit at one time because we felt
That's
too queasy.
right, that's right.
It was one of
I was
those
really
games
scared.
where like you just kept walking and everything kept changing.
Yeah,
So
it was
like,
all different.
and
each
I
time
like games that do that.
Yeah, it's fun.
and then and they had that guy that screamed and it basically called the big praying mantis looking thing.
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
all the tension it builds up until those points. They were
Yeah.
really effective scares for us. Hey.
Hi. Are you HEKTOR?
Hey there.
Is this your hair?
Number 8. Bloodborne.
Of course, Bloodborne made this list.
Yeah, Bloodborne is on the list not because it's like classically scary, like jump scares or anything. We weren't actually terrified at any point.
Right.
You're just so freaking nervous all the time to die. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! What just happened? Okay. When you have tons of freaking blood echoes and you're fighting freaking Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Screw Lawrence, the first vicar.
But you know what? This is probably the first game I've played in a long time because we both played it like separately, where I just felt like dread the entire time.
Yeah.
Not like terror or like I don't want to go around this corner. It was just like dread. Like
Yeah.
now
There's
I gotta go
nothing-
up there. I gotta
Yeah.
beat that.
There's nothing quite like the feeling of walking into a new area that you've never been in that game when you have a lot of blood echoes and you might lose them. You like tiptoe so slowly and so paranoid everywhere. So yeah, that was a feeling that we thought earned it a spot on this list at number 8.
Those lanterns were so few and far between. If anything, it should be here just for the cutscenes for the bosses.
Yeah, the bosses are crazy.
I'll go.
Crap. Those other dudes run around here. Those really big dudes that kill you in like 2 hits.
Yes.
Oh no.
Somebody died right there.
Oh no, it is a boss. Witch of Hemwick.
What is that?
Crap. Okay. Oh no. Oh no.
Number 7, Black Rose.
All right, we first played Black Rose last year when it was just an unfinished game, but this year the full version came out. And I really like the scares in this game.
Well, even the first time it came out,
Yeah.
probably was one of the scariest games I think we've ever played on this channel.
Yeah. Well, it got us
like,
at the
in
right
2
time, too.
years.
It got us when we hadn't played that many scary games
That's
yet,
true, but
you
it
know?
was
I wondered,
still
yeah.
just as spooky.
And it had the Sullivan James thing, which was a lot of fun.
Sullivan James was blind as a bat.
It's because he...
Sullivan James fell down flat.
It rhymes.
Sullivan James is withered and blue. Sullivan James is coming for you.
No. No.
Oh, man. That was actually pretty cool. Oh, God.
What's happening?
Oh, God. That's freaking... Oh, God. Holy crap. Like the coffin flying across the room, and that part at the end with like a "You're gonna die, you're gonna die."
Oh my gosh! Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Her voice was really weird.
Yeah.
Calm down.
I think I remember there being way too many notes.
So that Sullivan James thing really freaked me out.
Yeah.
I think more than you think it did.
Okay.
It really did.
Okay.
It gave me the
Okay.
willies. It gave me the willies.
So that comes in at number 7 on the list.
Yeah.
Why is the music getting more tense?
You're gonna die.
Oh no. Get him.
Oh!
Uh-oh.
Number 6, Until Dawn.
We had to put Until Dawn on here, of course, because Wendigos.
Wendigos.
Because Wendigos.
Because Wendigos, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. Oh.
Okay.
They're gonna hop in front of our face. Wow!
The hell was that? I liked this game more than I was scared of it. But,
Yeah, that's true.
but they did have. I think this deserves a spot on the list just for the don't move thing, because that was really tense. Just be like,
Oh my gosh. And it was like super sensitive,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah.
Like really, really
We
sensitive.
learned later that it was actually a little bit unfair.
Yeah.
Because if you start out tilted, it's not don't move, it's center and then don't move. And
Yeah.
it doesn't tell you that. But when it worked, it was really good and
Yeah.
really powerful, and how tense it made me think and
Yeah.
made me feel when playing this game.
This was one of the few games on this list that I actually, like, when we stopped playing it, like, I thought about it all day.
Yeah.
And, like, did we make the right decision? I mean, that doesn't necessarily translate to being scary.
No.
But, like, you think you made decisions when you were scared.
Yeah.
So, like, the regret that you carry around afterward and
Yeah.
everything, and we made some decisions.
Now for this experiment, we'll need the cooperation of our 2 test subjects, Joshua and Ashley.
Oh my god.
But we're gonna need one more brave participant to help decide
Oh, no way.
which subject will live and which will die.
We did redeem ourselves, though. We
Sort of.
did. We went back. We did.
So we still didn't get the good ending.
Number 5, Power Drill Massacre.
This game had to be on the list just because it probably had the most terrible jump scares of anything we played this year. Okay.
I don't like
There's so many really skinny hallways. It's making me really, like, it's really unnerving. Because at any... What just happened?
It took
I
years
just didn't
off
want
my
to play
life.
it.
Yeah.
I did not want to play this game.
Yeah, we
Like,
almost went back in.
We almost went back in.
almost
I
did,
was
and
just
we
like,
were
I don't
like,
wanna do it.
no, I'm
just
not doing
because
it.
of like
be
the
a
like the
heart attack.
strobing, the really loud
that's right.
sound, and
Oh.
like there
Oh.
being absolutely nothing you could do about it when he showed up. It was just like, bam, you're
Yeah.
dead.
It was like being electrocuted.
Yeah.
You know
It was
what I
just-
mean? Like it
felt
felt
like I
like,
was
you know,
being
like those
punched in the
games
face
where you
every
put
time.
your hand on
Yeah.
the thing and everything, and it's just like,
yeah, it was a little too masochistic to play that one.
Yeah.
For my taste.
But
so
it scared us to death.
But it scared us to
and we
death.
didn't want to play it.
Yeah,
So
it goes on
it
the list.
deserves a spot.
How are we gonna like not die?
I don't know. Move.
Oh god! Oh my god!
Number 4, Emily Wants to Play.
Okay, so we just played Emily Wants to Play within the last week.
Yeah.
And we pretty much made up our mind pretty fast that it kind of shot up this list,
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
And I don't know if that's because it's fresh in our minds and then we just made the list. I'm not sure, but I
that's pretty
definitely
scary.
think it has, the right to be there.
Yeah.
Because it was spooky. But you know that. Oh,
Don't look at her.
Oh, okay, good tip. Good tip.
Yeah.
And like we had to stop. There was a
Yeah.
couple games on this list where we absolutely had to stop. And actually, now that I look at it, all
The top five.
The top five.
The top five, we had to stop
force
playing because we were
ourselves
too
to
scared at some
stop.
point. Yeah.
So yeah.
Too wired. But yeah, this one is actually a lot like Power Shell Massacre in that it just gives you those really tense jump scares, so much so that you're terrified to get the jump scare.
Right.
But have more going on than Power Shell Massacre in the clues it was sending you with the light switches going on and off, the doors opening and closing, and little laughs. Every time you heard one, you just immediately wanted to about face and go the other direction because you're like, oh
Yeah.
my god, if anything comes out of me right now, I'm gonna freak out.
Yeah.
So it definitely had that feeling of dread of like not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do, and being like terrified by it.
Right.
So that definitely
Right.
gets a spot at number 4 on the list.
For sure. Yeah, just like switch all the lights.
Dozer! Dozer!
It
Dozer!
was?
Dozer!
I didn't even see her.
She's small and on the ground.
Number 3, Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
Five Nights at Freddy's 4. It was really scary. It wasn't my favorite. It's probably my least favorite Five Nights at Freddy's game.
I agree. Yeah.
I liked how the other ones were so frantic and that you're seeing things running around all over the place. And this one was clever in that it made you be quiet and wait.
Yes.
And it was all about patience.
Right.
He just ran by. Is he in here?
No.
Is he in here?
No.
And that was clever.
Yeah,
but
it was.
it ultimately became more annoying than anything. I didn't have so
Yeah.
much fun playing it. But that said, holy hell, this game scared the crap out of me.
Like it forcing you to play in silence
Yeah.
was terrible.
It was terrifying.
Because we talk each other through
Yeah,
these
we
things.
talk
You know
through
what
it,
I
you
mean?
know?
We can't do that. And then I
Yeah.
remember us having to like be like very staccato in how we were talking.
Yeah.
Like
You
we'll
say
talk for
part
these
of a
10
phrase and
seconds and
stop.
stop. And then
Yeah.
like that kind of thing. But still, it was creepy. I think I was really scared more so than the others about seeing them actually duck behind a corner.
Yes.
I think I was really scared
Well,
of that more
if-
than the other games.
As the person actively playing it,
Right.
I don't think I've ever been more scared to push a button in a game. Because
Oh.
every time you push the flashlight, then it was either going to jump out at you or not. So it was like you had to be the one to do it.
Yeah, to close the door. Yeah,
and you had
do
to
the door.
activate it or not. And that was the freakiest part. I just didn't want to hit that button. So for that reason, this is number 3. Oh, you get back there. Crap, I don't know. I'm gonna try it. Oh, no! I should have trusted myself.
Number 2, Monstrum.
I like how you held the M.
Monstrum is at number 2, and this game was undoubtedly one of the scariest ones of the year for me because just that noise and that roar of Lava Face. I know he has a name. What is his name?
I
We've
don't
been
know.
calling him
He's-
Lava
he's
Face
been calling
this
Lava
entire time.
Face.
Yeah. That.
Oh my god! What the hell? Oh god, he sees me! Okay, alright!
But just anything like hiding in a locker and waiting, and
Yeah.
like something like potentially opening up a locker and like jumping at you and that kind of thing. But ugh.
Yeah, there's some
It
really
was
scary
scary.
moments. And we actually got to play this with Oculus. And
Yes.
when they fixed out some of the initial bugs, that was actually really good and pretty scary to
Yeah.
play that with Oculus.
Ugh, I wouldn't dare.
yeah, it was a pretty
No
scary
way.
game.
I remember it made us a little sick.
Yeah.
In the beginning, and then we went back in and it was better.
It was better. It was definitely
so
much
if you
better.
have an Oculus, go check it out if
Yeah.
you feel like losing some years off of your
Yeah.
life.
So not only was it scary, it was actually a really good indie horror game, which is another reason we wanted to put it up really high on the list this year.
I remember really wanting to get to that end point badly.
Yeah.
You know, like we have to find everything and then fix everything. And I think, did we hit it on a stream?
Yeah, we were live
got
streaming
out
and
the
we finally
one
got it.
time.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, equip that. Good call, Battle Duck. Thank you.
Wait, there it is, there it is, there it is, there it is, there it is.
No.
Yes! Yes!
Nights at Freddy's 3.
And the number one scariest game we picked this year is Five Nights at Freddy's 3.
Big surprise.
Big surprise.
Yes.
I feel like I would have picked 2 as the scariest one,
Yeah.
but that was last year.
It was.
So
It was.
This year, I
That
still
was our
think
first choice, yeah, but,
the
didn't
Five
come
Nights at Freddy's 3 for us was still scarier than every other game we played this year.
Yeah, I
and it was
agree.
also a really cool game.
What was up with that one with the video game screen? And it was like that boxy type thing. What was that?
Whoa! Was he? He was.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I remember really enjoying Five Nights at Freddy's 3.
Yeah, it was good.
And yeah, but just seeing Springtrap in the window
Oh,
when you're like
jeez.
looking at the screen back and forth, and,
Yeah.
and you're, I mean, especially before you figure out the mechanic that you can lure him backwards.
Yes.
Everything up. Once you figure that out, it becomes a lot more methodical. But before that happens, like when the things are jump scaring you to set off the alarm, and you had to go repair or whatever that
Right.
the second screen on
And
the left.
Balloon Boy.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And Balloon Boy and Foxy when they would pop in. Yeah.
But I remember being really horrified when that picture came out of just Springtrap
Yeah.
and being like, what is that?
what is that?
So like all the hype leading up to it and then actually playing it
Yeah.
and everything, it was super tense the entire time and it just got worse and worse and worse and worse.
Five Nights at Freddy's had to have a really prominent place on our top 10 scariest games this year because this was the year of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah,
you know, it
I think
really
so.
was. It was a crazy phenomenon on YouTube this year.
Yeah.
And as oversaturated as they got, they were genuinely scary games.
They were.
You know, they
They
were
were.
really
You gotta
original
give
and
credit.
really cool. Now they're
For
like,
sure.
it's way too oversaturated. The imitators are really nuts. But
Yeah.
taking them out of the equation, just looking at that series for what it was, what a crazy thing this dude pulled off this year.
Yeah, he
Scott
did.
Cawthon, you know?
Yeah.
Holy crap. So he deserves
job.
applause for that.
Yes.
And
A
that
round of
gets our
applause
number one
for
spot.
Scott Cawthon.
I don't know. What are they gonna do? Where are they gonna come from? I don't even see a vent in here. What is that?
Oh no.
How they go? Oh!
All right, well, that's our top 10 scariest games.
Yes, it is.
Let us know in the comments what you think of our ranking. If you would have put a different order, let us know what that would have been. And if there's any games that you would have rather we put on a list and
Right.
what you liked more than we
That's
did,
what I was gonna say.
put them in the comments as well.
Yes.
And if you want to also hate us for some stuff,
Yeah, give us the hate if you
go
want.
give us
if
the
we
hate. It's a
did
top 10
good,
list.
if
There's
you
got to
did
be
less,
hate.
we think we did
you know?
good.
And this is just the first list we have for this year. We also have a few more lists coming up.
Yes.
So keep to the channel, subscribe if you want to see the rest of the list.
Yes, please do.
And if you like this video,
Uh-huh.
please click like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, bye.
Oh my gosh, right now how you're standing, it looks like your bottom half is a Christmas tree.
Put your hands up. Put your hands. Yeah.
You look like a tree. Did you just not get a Christmas tree before you met me?
I guess not.
Wow.
Something for the shelf or something.
And then I come into your life and I'm like, let's get a Christmas tree.
You know,
And you're like, okay.
It was like, before that, it just kind of didn't feel like it. I was going to my